Hello everybody, welcome back to the footy recap. Brazil 3, Scotland 0. A result that probably everyone expected, but in reality is still a bit sore to take for Scotland fans. Obviously, they have got 3 points, but their goal difference now putting them quite far down in terms of that third place continue qualification. Obviously, the game, pretty much what you expected. Scotland, unfortunately, being the makers of their own demise in many ways, giving them 2 free goals, really, in terms of mistakes at the back. And in reality, Scotland looking like the pressure got the better of them a little bit. But in fairness, probably punching above their weight for a large part of the tournament so far. Obviously, Scotland, in a similar way to Wales and Ireland and other teams like that, they're obviously the kinds of teams that just do not have that focal point up front where they can consistently create and score chances. So it's always going to be difficult for them when they come up against teams that have those world-class forwards in the World Cup that can just go and create goals and score really, really good goals in general. Obviously, they probably could have conceded 4 or 5. But in reality, the first goal definitely a make of their own demise. And it's going to be probably quite difficult for them to qualify now because of their goal difference in that third place in terms of the coefficient of... I can't remember how far down now they are on that third place qualification league. But obviously, like I said, a result that everyone expected. Scotland did get pretty much... I think they had a few good chances and they probably could have scored, to be fair. There was a period during the end of the first half where they looked like they were pressing and they could have got a goal back. But in reality, obviously, Scotland with a pretty tough group in general. Morocco also a very good team. And I think Scotland unlucky in the end. I do feel for them in many ways because obviously a very, very difficult group. And in reality, things did go against them a little bit in terms of some of the decisions. I think they got away with one, though, to do with Vinicius Jr. running in behind, where that could have been a goal as well. But in reality, Scotland, obviously, as people expected, did very, very well to get to the World Cup, and unfortunately just didn't have enough to get that qualification over the line with just getting that point that they needed to confirm it. We'll have to wait and see now whether or not they qualify in that third place position. Hopefully they do, because I would like to see them in the knockout phases. I love the Scotland fans. I think they're all absolutely, they're fantastic set of fans. I love how many of them have gone on there. They've been drinking the bars out of beers, which has been really fun to watch. In general, just a really, really good fan base, and I wish them all the best. But obviously, a very big ask to get a result out of Brazil, who look like they're growing into the tournament quite well. Obviously, they've got world-class players. And in fairness, I didn't think they looked like all that against Morocco. They obviously beat Haiti really comfortably and Scotland really comfortably, as you would have expected, really. But I think Brazil, obviously, they've got that pedigree. 5 World Cups, the most out of any nation. And they're probably the kind of team that will grow into the tournament. The players that they've got, they're used to the big stage, the pressure. The Scotland team, obviously, they've got an inferior squad in terms of the players. Like I said, they haven't really got that focal point up front that you can consistently rely on to create and score goals, or when he gets the chances to take them. Very, very difficult for Scotland to get a result. Obviously, Gabriel and Marquinhos, a fantastic centre defensive partnership as well. But Scotland were, in many ways, the makers of their own downfall. Obviously, when they went a goal down, it was always going to be difficult to get back into the game. They almost did, to be fair, with many, many chances in that first half. Towards the end of the first half, they looked like they were pushing, making a game of it, but I think in the end, Brazil's quality started to show. They had some fantastic passages of play, Brazil. That one where Vinicius Jr. came inside, played it over the top to Ryan, who then took it down and almost scored. That was a really nice little chance. And obviously, Brazil, an absolutely stacked squad of players, and you would expect them to go really far into the tournament, because obviously, why wouldn't they? They've got a fantastic squad, they've got the pedigree, they've got that ability to play under pressure, and I think they'll probably go quite far into the tournament. No one was expecting Scotland to come and get a result against Brazil in reality, and I think it's about the result that everyone expected, but I think Scotland still have a shot at qualifying, and I hope for their sake that somehow they manage to get through, because they probably deserve to get into the knockout phase and have a chance. But obviously not the result that Scotland fans wanted, and in reality it's going to be a hard ask now to qualify. As always, guys, this was the footy recap. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.